My name is Stephanie Gonzalez. I'll be your moderator. And are you ready to meet our very special guests who are waiting backstage? They're pretty cool. So everyone, please give a big Nashville welcome to Jake Connelly. Hello, Jake. Welcome. Have a seat. Everyone, please say hello to Jamie Campbell Bower. Hello. How are you? That's perfect. Or we can have you guys. Let me turn your mic on. Make sure your voice is on. And we're ready to roll. How are y'all doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? How are you, Jake?
I'm great. Wonderful.
Listen, you guys, I was telling JR, and I can't find him, but I was like, you're gonna break the internet. When you announced both Jake and Jamie coming to Nashville, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, he was like, wow, we gotta, anyway, you guys are legends, and you guys have done so much for TV, and a lot of people have been, again, telling me about how excited they are to meet you both. And Jamie, you were here till late, making the people happy yesterday. We applaud you for that. We really do. We really do. But yeah, tell us about, how's your weekend in Nashville going?
My weekend's been great, The food here is so good. Great barbecue, too.
Jake was just telling me that he's been to a few conventions as a fan, but this is his first convention that he's ever been to as a guest.
And it was so cool. You were telling us about your lanyard, and
I actually got this lanyard from a mystery box that my brother brought me right from here, so it was pretty awesome. So glad I got it.
And guys, Stranger Things has been such a huge phenomenon, and you guys deserve every bit of the love and support. So what do you think it is about the show that makes it so special?
I mean, for me, I think what I love about the show is how each character, how we can see ourselves in each kind of character, and I think, regardless of the fact that I play Vecna, so much of it is about the outsider finding themselves, finding their community, finding their identity, and I think that really, speaks for a message of hope, and of course there's a nostalgia element to it as well, so, that brings in the generation of my own and above. So yeah, I just think it's about being able to see ourselves in it, that's what I really do believe that.
I feel like it's kind of like more of a mirror window door situation where, you can see a lot of yourself in some of the characters and the way that they act, but you can also see a window into the kind of sci-fi thing where you're looking out to a whole different world, and, that door is when you're stepping into it. All that great writing and that whole energy is just helping you step right into that world.
And talking about stepping into that world, what was the audition process like? Did you know what you were auditioning for?
I knew I was auditioning for Stranger Things, but I didn't know I was auditioning for Vecna. I was given 2 sets of sides from a movie called Hellraiser and Primal Fear, and did those, and then I was given some dummy sides from the show. Kind of put 2 and 2 together and figured out, I guess this is the bad guy, and then I made like a whole mind map of Hawkins and the world and Will Byers, and went to go meet with Matt and Ross Duffer, and yeah, just kind of shut my mouth and said yes, and here I am years later as Vecna.
My personal audition process was, we actually did a couple of dummy sides from Home Alone first, which was really funny for Buzz. You can see it in the hairs.
Was it Home Alone 1 or 2?
I think it was from number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, it was them talking about the South Bend Sugar Slayer. Yeah, that was really funny.
That's amazing. We are very happy that the two of you got the role. it wouldn't be the same without you. So we're very thankful that it worked out the way that it did. Right, guys? And there's something too that I've heard. There was something about a mayo story.
Oh yeah.
I need to know more about this mayonnaise documentary, Jake.
Yeah. So I guess I had to keep this secret in that I was on Stranger Things for probably a year and a half or more, and it was really tough. So eventually I just started telling all my friends and family that I was doing a mayonnaise documentary. Well, originally it started as a commercial, but you know, a year-long project is not going to be a mayonnaise commercial, so documentary.
It's like a Super Bowl commercial, something like that.
Yeah.
So what would your mayo documentary look like?
I feel like maybe a look into the smoothness and the richness of mayonnaise.
Could we get a part in your documentary?
Oh yeah, sure.
Like a spotlight on Jamie, like, tell us about the mayo.
Yeah, mayonnaise factory worker number 2.
How did you know? I've always wanted to play that character, Jake. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
It is an honor. Oh my gosh. And what is something that perhaps surprised you about working on set? Was there something or a moment where you're like, oh, I'm doing this today?
Actually, you know, I hadn't been on too many sets beforehand, so I was really surprised at the amount of work that went into the catering and, you know, all the food that they did there. It's so intricate. So glad to see
You're so cool. You're like the behind the scenes work. Shout out to the crew.
Yep, shout out. Especially catering.
Yeah, catering. I was shocked. Blown away. I don't know. I guess for me, with joining season 4, what was really interesting is I came in there when I was like 32, maybe 33, 32. And Matt and Ross aren't all that older than I am. And same with Caleb, our DP. But I still feel like such a kid. And I know I'm not that old, but like, I still feel like such a kid. So I turn around one day and I'm like, it really feels like the lunatics are now running the asylum. Because I don't feel adult enough of age to be able to like run a set. So that was pretty sick. That was pretty good.
And let's talk back on that. How long did it take you to kind of get it all together, get into character?
Oh, so I mean, the character build took, for me personally, like the internal world probably took about 5 months, 5 or 6 months of reference work, building the voice, just kind of letting it grow inside my body, feeling comfortable inside of it. And then at that same time, I was also flying to the UK to go get my body mold done with Barry Gower at BGFX, whilst they were sculpting it all. So yeah, all in, I think it probably took between 6 to 9 months to kind of build the character in its entirety, and then on a day-to-day basis, it was about 7 hours for season 4 to put the makeup on, about 4.5 hours for season 5 to put the makeup on, and yeah, it was a blessing. I mean, what an amazing opportunity to be able to do that.
And can we talk about taking it off, makeup off?
Yeah, we can talk about taking it off. Yeah, woohoo! I would just, I'm sorry kids, I would just want to rip that shit off at the end of the day. I'm dead serious. I mean, like, it's all different pieces and glued in various different spots on my body. And so we cut like a hole here. And Georgia gets really hot in the summer, like it's warm. So we cut a hole here, sweat would pour out, then we pour like IPA or like Proclean into this hole and start to like, yeah, it was a lot, but it took about an hour to remove. And then at the end of the day, I would cover myself in moisturizer, which ultimately ended up looking like I was covered in mayonnaise.
Put that in your documentary.
Yeah, exactly. Put that in, exactly. You know, I don't know spoilers for the documentary, of course. Yeah.
Have you ever witnessed any of this?
No, actually, this is the first for me.
And Jake, was there a moment on set, like a blooper or a moment behind the scenes that you still think about that was maybe just so funny or something that happened on set?
I usually think about when Noah's staff was running after me, and he was meant to stop, kept going, and eventually I fell down in the hay and the rock and hay and stuff, and my bloody knees all over the place. So that was pretty gross.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Tell me your memories. Well, we have time for the Q&A portion, so feel free to start lining up. As you can see, it is a packed house, so let's please keep it at one question per person. Y'all are awesome. Yeah, and we will get this party started. Oh, let's see if the mic is on. Mic check. What was your guys' favorite scene in the film? Making them think.
Episode 7 of season 4, when like Henry has killed all the kids, was like that took us about 3 or 4 days to shoot that whole monologue. And Millie and I were doing it together, and I love Mills so much. So that was a very intense time, but a very like rewarding time as well. That was one of my favorite scenes from season 4. One of my favorite scenes from season 5 is probably when we're all sat around the table with the kids and the candles are going. Callista, who's one of the kids, like, wanted to play this game with me, and I was terrified of Callista. She was like, "We're gonna play a game." I was like, "I don't want to play a game. Please stop shouting at me." Yeah, that was fun, and they were all like being kind of wild. So yeah, that's cute.
I think for me, I really enjoyed in episode 3 of season 5, in the Turbo Mansion, when I got to eat pie. I really loved that. I think I ate about 7 or 8 slices on set, and the props department were so nice that they let me take the whole pie home to eat later.
Thank you. Great, Derek.
Hello, my name is Elena. I think most of us here are obsessed with Stranger Things, but also we're obsessed with both of you. So our question, I'm asking for all of us, is where can we see you next after you're done with all the Stranger Things?
Well, Jake's got his mayonnaise documentary. You can catch him in Hellman's, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. I just finished shooting Rings of Power for Amazon, so yeah, I just wrapped that up, so that'll be coming out sometime this year, I think. Don't quote me.
I've been doing a couple things in the works, and I just did in the Illinois area, which called Blood on the Ice, and it was about ice fishing, and I got to get pushed off a cliff, so that was fun.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Jasmine. I'm wondering, what's like a favorite memory you guys made with each other, or like another cast member on set?
I loved Jake from the moment I met him. I mean, I just thought he was like the coolest, sweetest kid. But I think one of the most intense times we spent together was in the woods, right? Where Derek's trying to sort of run away, and it was it was like a very intense scene to shoot, but Jake was just so sweet and so lovely, and all I wanted to do was like kind of take care of him in that moment, even though I'm being horrid, like utterly horrid. That was one of my favorite times to work together.
I actually really enjoyed doing the Take a Break with Jake with Jamie. That was great. When we were actually in the golf cart, we were supposed to he was supposed to drive off a little bit so the camera couldn't see him and then stop. But, knowing Jamie, he was gonna keep going. So he did, and eventually we ran over this huge bump, and, profanities were yelled, but, yeah.
Tried to make our own episode of Jackass, basically. Watch this.
Thank you guys.
I just want to know what your favorite bond with the actors versus and I know your favorite bond. Your favorite bond through this season. Yes.
Wow. Again, one thing that I know I love Millie and Sadie, and I got so close with them on season 4 because we shared such intense moments. And I think one of the things that I really enjoyed for season 5 was actually being able to work with all the kids, purely because you know, I'm quite like intense when I'm working, and to have that level of like enjoyment and fun around me was so, it was kind of a blessing in a way. It kind of kept me elevated in a time where I could be quite dark and quite in it. So I think just being around joy was a real blessing. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Jamie on set. You were so nice, but you were so in character. It was amazing. Like you just got in character and you got so mad that I remember when we were in the van, you wouldn't even say hi to me. But yeah,
That's
I forgive
true.
you. I forgive you.
Because I love Jake, so the moral side of my brain is like, this kid is so sweet, and I'm like, no, I've got to be an asshole.
It's okay. I also have bracelets for both of you.
Oh yeah, cool.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to get in closer to me? Oh wait, a little closer. I can't hear you. My. I just want to know.
My favorite Sleep Token song is right now. I like Euclid, I like Gethsemane, Damocles, and Look to Witness.
Because you get a little bit
What's your favorite song?
Oh, my favorite song. That's tough, but I really did like Heroes by David Bowie. He was great.
I did. Oh, that's amazing. Great, Rich. Wow, that is so cool.
Question is for Jake. As a kid, not being able to see the magician in the show, how did your parents feel about you playing such a colorful role?
My parents, I'm glad they gave me a free square pass, so they did not yell at me for that. So that felt very good to let that all out. Yeah, I think they were very supportive and nice of me, but yeah. Great. Thank you.
Stress has 11.
My question is, if you could change one thing about season 5, whether it's in your character or somebody else's, what would it be?
I would have killed everybody. Jake?
All right. Derek laserized Vecna and he poofed.
You're welcome, you got your answer.
Hello.
First off, my mom thinks you're really hot.
My mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Did they let you keep anything from set?
Jake and I've kept Jake. I know, I've got one of the hands of Vecna, I've got a belt, I've got a 3D printout of my own face, and the trauma of waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You two were absolutely wonderful.
I kept a pair of glasses and my lunchbox, which was pretty cool.
For my question for both of you guys is, what was the hardest scene for you guys to film in Stranger
I think for me, one of the hardest things I felt was, it's particularly the beginning was, you know, when I joined for season 4, nobody knew what my character arc was going to be, and even the cast didn't know, because we only read up to sort of episode 6. And so I was able to kind of go in there and present myself in the way that I needed to present myself, knowing that there was all this stuff going on underneath the character. Whereas for season 5, all these new kids know exactly what my motivations are. So like I've got to sit there, and particularly stuff with like Nell early on, it's like I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, please believe me, like I am nice, please believe me. But I can tell she's looking at me going, this is the bad guy, come on. That was kind of tough.
I think for me, it was probably when we were in the Mind Flayer rib cage, those big spiders. It was pretty tough to film in those because I had to bend down and my knees hurt after a day of working because I had to get my face right in that hole, and it was like probably like 6 inches too short, so I had to bend down the entire day just a little bit. That screwed my knees up.
Thank you.
Any other villain? I'd like to play a Bond villain at some point. That'd be pretty fun. Maybe a villain from Shakespeare. I mean, maybe someone like Richard III. It's always interesting to me. Something like that. The preparation for 3 characters. For season 5 particularly? Yeah. So for season 4, the question was what kind of preparation did I do for the character, playing 3 of them. So for season 4, so much of it was about, you know, early childhood experiences. And I tend to lean on the side of sort of nurture rather than nature. And so I built a lot of that sort of internal world. And within that, I'm quite a visual person, so I built like this big sort of mind map, mood board thing. And then with Vecna, you know, it was all about this idea of resentment. And then for season 5, I took, for Mr. Whatsit, what I kind of decided to do was I took elements of Henry, the core parts of who he was, put them in the middle, and then sort of created this more of a facade around it, because I always felt like this was more of a presentation of who he was. With Vecna, I started to look into things to do with sort of quantum physics and things like that, really, books like Mikio Kaku and this idea of parallel universes, and just kind of opened up the possibility of maybe that, you know, this space rock goo thing has an entity and is an entity of its own. So yeah, a lot of thinking, a lot of texting, Matt and Rostopper as well, a lot of texting, yeah.
Can you get closer to the mic, please?
I have a question for Jake. Is Derek's family still tied up in that barn, or what's up with that?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure about that, but you know, in my own brain, I like to think that they are, and yeah, I'm glad. I think Derek doesn't like his parents or his sister that much. Oh, thank you so much. Going into the collection.
Hi, my name is Hayden, and my question is, how long did it take you to do makeup and then film one season?
So it took about, for season 4 it was about 7.5 hours, and for season 5 it was about 4.5 hours. So for season 4 I would do roughly 20-hour days, so it'd be about 20 hours of work, inclusive of shooting and taking it off. And then for season 5, 18 hours, you know, around there, yeah, 18 hours. So. Thank you.
Hi, my question is for Jamie. If Vecna had a chance to choose a different path, what do you think that might happen?
Well, I always loved this idea that if 11 had said yes, I think in season 4, that maybe they would have gone off and built this really beautiful world. And whilst he may have still had some rage inside of him, he would have had a friend. And maybe at that point she could have been like, look, I know you're sad, but you don't need to, you know, kill everyone. Which I quite like. So maybe they would have lived on an island somewhere, just the 2 of them. Yeah. Sounds like a nightmare, actually. That's awful. Or whatever. That sucks.
If you could have a conversation with Vecna, what would you ask or tell him?
It's okay, honey.
My question is about Henry Creel. There's a little bit of a debate. Did Henry have psychopathic tendencies before he encountered the Mind Flayer? Or do you think he was innocent because why didn't he just run away after he got shot in the hand? And he was pretty aggressive with the man.
Yeah, I always believed that Henry was a very isolated child. And I think this idea of him being in a space that perhaps he wasn't meant to be in, you know, with regards to being in the cave, as it were, the mine shaft. I mean, I think that kind of speaks a little bit to the fact that maybe he was just looking for somewhere where he could be and exist, and then and I would probably assume within that as well, at least this is kind of where I went to it, I would also assume that within that, you know, connection wasn't very strong for him with people growing up. He probably was a bit of an outsider. So when the mind flayer kind of gives him this ability, I think that creates a level of like control within him, and therefore gives him not purpose, but maybe a sense of self in a weird way. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Something like that.
Thank you so much, Jamie.
You're welcome. Thank you. What was my favorite film?
We've seen you in other two films like Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. Twilight.
That was actually the first movie she's seen you in was Sweeney Todd, and we've also seen Twilight. So we don't know which one was yours.
Well, they're all my favorite because they all signify different parts of my life. You know, I can remember exactly where I was, you know, internally when I was doing them. I had a lot of fun making all of them. Twilight was great. We shot the last two movies down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Kind of took over the town there, so that was kind of fun. And yeah, but I've got beautiful memories of each of them, so I couldn't choose one. They're like my children. Cute. Thank you.
Hi, I have a weird question. Have you guys ever had a root canal?
You ever had a root canal, Jake?
No, thankfully.
No. Are you going to offer us a root canal? Is this a freebie?
Leaderboard that I keep. I ask everyone this.
Oh, a leaderboard.
Yes.
Who's got the most root canals?
This photographer has had 30 plus cavities, so he's at the top of this.
It sounds like he needs to stop eating sugar.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This question is for Henry. Jane, how old were you when you made the movie Sweeney Todd? Because you looked really good.
I wasn't as old as I am now. I was 18. I just turned 18. It was my first ever film. I was at school, and I used to live at school when I was 18. So I used to get picked up from school, taken to work, and dropped off back at school. But yeah, I was 18 and very young. And it's why when Jake says he was amazed by the catering, I remember feeling exactly the same. They used to make me cream cheese bagels whenever I got to work. It was amazing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Gold, and I'd like to think you guys each ducks. It's kind of my thing, and also my question is, if you were a Jeep color, what would you be?
Chartreuse.
Wow.
I can't top that. I'm driving in Jake's car.
Oh, that's so cute.
Thank you very much for that. That's very kind of you.
Me too, thank you. Oh, I got a kind of paper.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi, my name's Avery. What was the hardest film for you to except for the trials?
Except for the trials. The hardest thing I've ever had to film except for the trials. My gosh. Well, Vecna was a lot. Yeah, Vecna was a lot. It's a lot of makeup. Yeah, I would probably say Vecna was the hardest thing I've ever had to film except for the trials. Thank you.
And I was told we have about 10 minutes, so we're trying to make these rapid fire style. Hello.
Hi, I'm Kensington, and what would you say y'all's favorite lines are in the entire show?
Suck my that one.
Yeah! He said it. Suck my fat one.
Thank you.
Or Robin's like response to that, which is just what?
Hi, I'm Gabe, and I just want to know real quick, what are your favorite Joe songs?
The Back in Chicago one, that's a good one.
I gotta say, Back in Chicago, love it.
Basic, I do like Basic as well. That's a tune.
That's my
That's a
favorite.
tune. That's a tune.
Oh, wait. Thank you.
First, I just want to say, I love how out of pocket that your mom joke was. But my question is, where would you be if you had a
At home.
Not here. I don't know. Where would I be? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. That's very hard. I don't know. But I can tell you that I'm really grateful for it. I'm really grateful for it.
Thank you. Hi, my favorite season of Stranger Things is season 3. I'm wondering what would you choose for
1 and 4. And 5, but 1 and 4.
I love 3 first. Love them all. It's so cool.
Thank you.
I was wondering if we likely have things that happen to us that really develop our character in our games. I've seen that both Derek and Henry are different happen to them. Henry, at the end of the show, had an opportunity to choose to go to the good people, but he decided to stay on the evil side, which I actually like that. That describes my character. But Derek also got to see with the fearless what happened to his family. As Jamie and Jake, do y'all feel like y'all still represent that because y'all see and y'all put that?
Sorry, how do you mean? Explain, like expand for me.
Okay, so Henry had the opportunity to like, no, I'm not going to go with the mind player.
Sure.
I want to be part of the happy group. But instead, he's like, no, I enjoy having this power and enjoy having this power over people. And Derek, he got Derek had this opportunity to be like, no, I'm not going to open myself up and actually try to be a part of his goodness. Instead, I'm going to stay back and be consumed by fear, but instead he had to broaden himself up in that direction.
Beautiful. I mean, and the question is, where do we stand personally? Wow, man. Holy shit. Fuck. I think sometimes the thing that can feel the most terrifying to do is often the right thing to do. And I think it's in those moments that you learn, like Derek, courage and resolve. And yeah, so I think that often in those times of great fear, there's something beautiful waiting for you on the other side.
I think personally, Henry's a psychopath, so he's obviously going to make that choice. But I'm really glad that Derek redeemed himself at the end. 'Cause I know a lot of people got mad at him for like not exactly standing up for Holly and things like that. But I feel like he really did a lot at the end there. Suck my fat one at Vecna, which was pretty sick. And yeah, I totally agree with that.
Hi, nice to meet you. Why does Vecna's right hand remain normal unless transformed?
That is a very, very good question. Why does Vecna's right hand remain normal unless transformed? Well, I would say because he got shot in his left hand, and that's where the goo came in, so that makes sense. I also, when we were doing season 4, where he's being shot through the real world into various different dimensions, there's a point at which a bolt of lightning sort of strikes his hand, and I kind of stared at my hand when we were shooting that, and that was something that I think for me internally, I was like, oh, that also makes sense, because at that point I didn't know that, so many of the powers were coming from the fact that I had space goo. That's what I mean, the space goose. Yeah, where the bullet, so it goes into that as well.
Hi, I'm Shawnee. If you don't answer this right, there's going to be a lot of people mad at you, but do you ship Byler?
What was it?
Do you ship Byler?
Do we ship Byler? I only found out what Byler was a couple of weeks ago. I love Byler. I'm all for Byler.
Yes.
I don't really know about it. Sorry.
Disappointment. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that one.
Hi, my name is Mia, and Jamie, can you actually do Vecna's voice?
I do the Vecna voice, but I do not do it in public speaking. Thank you.
Good job trying.
Hi, my name is Letty.
I'll just mime, Jake.
If you guys could play any role of all time, from any franchise, any TV show, or anything, what would your dream role be?
Derek Turnbow in Stranger Things Season 5.
Okay. Mayonnaise worker number 2.
That's my fucking role, man!
Thank you.
Awesome. We have 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Mia, and I have a question for Jamie. How do you feel about this photo?
Who is this? That's Vecna, and who's that? That's nice. I've never met that man before in my life. Vecna's dating a lot of people.
Thank you so much.
Busy man.
Hi, my name is Melody, and I have a question for the what do y'all think about the
I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautifully fitting end to a show that we know and love. I think, I remember watching that in the cinema with some of the cast, and we were all in tears. And I only joined in season 4, remember, so I came at this as a fan, of the show. So to see these characters develop and to watch them and to be moved in such a way is incredibly powerful. So that's how I feel about it.
I really liked it. The only thing that I would ever say, more mayonnaise. But honestly, yeah, it was a very great finale. It was very fitting, and I know a couple people weren't that exactly happy with it, but I'm glad that it all came to an end like that. And yeah, just seeing it in the theaters is crazy.
Also,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hi there. Hi, my name is Harper. Thank you, guys. So I have one question for you. If your characters were in like the perfect day, what would your jobs be? Like, if your characters were 26 now, what would your jobs be? What would your hobbies be?
I'd work in a mayonnaise factory, and my hobbies would be mayonnaise.
I got a good one for Jamie, actually. Freak show work.
Also, I have some research for you guys, but you can answer.
Oh yeah, for myself, I think he would probably be working right alongside Vecna because he would have destroyed Vecna and he would be working in a mayonnaise factory.
Best buds of the mayonnaise factory.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and this is the question, I have a question for you. If you were drafted to the military today, like right now, where would you want to be stationed at?
Hawaii.
Alaska.
Great answer.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello.
Kiss by Prince. For Vecna, I don't know why.
Heroes, I guess that's one of my favorite songs. I really like that song.
Hello, my name is Kellen. What is your favorite Ozzy Osbourne song?
Your favorite what?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Changes? Crazy changes? Probably changes. Changes would be fun.
I'm a crazy train guy myself.
And I'm sorry I was told that. This is our last question. Yes.
In the end, when Joyce chopped off your head and Millie
It's a
started...
beautifully fitting ending, by the way. Sorry for interrupting.
And when Millie started dancing and put you off, how did you feel?
Did Millie start dancing and flip me off? I thought she gave me a cuddle. No. Oh, I need to have words with Millie. I will be calling her after this.
Awesome. Everyone, thank you for your questions. Please give it up for Jake Connelly and Jamie Campbell. And they will be going back to their tables, so if you didn't get to ask questions, if you want to say hi or take pictures, you can go visit them there.